This is TechCrunch. Last year, Chris Heckler was coming to the end of a 5-year non-compete after selling his last company, a healthcare startup. He told TechCrunch, "I was sitting on the sidelines doing angel investing, and I realized I was too young to retire. I wanted to get back into it." At the same time, Joseph Akintilayo had just sold his fintech company. He too had a non-compete, but he was noodling on ideas for a company. He knew Heckler, as Akintilayo had once served as an advisor on one of his projects. In this downtime, however, they wanted to get together, Heckler with his connections and Akintilayo with his knowledge of AI and supply chains, to try and build something new. The result was SpendRule, launched last summer as an AI-powered platform that helps healthcare systems track their spending. The company emerged from stealth on Tuesday with $2 million in funding in a round led by Abundant Venture Partners. Others in the round include Memorial Care Innovation Fund and Zeal Capital Partners. So Akintilayo is the company's CTO, and he said right now if an item has a barcode, health systems use a three-way match, which connects a purchase to an invoice. But a lot of the time, health systems have purchases and contracts, such as maintenance, janitorial, translation services, or laundry, that lack barcodes or easily identifiable purchase receipts. So because these types of purchases can often be tricky and complex to manage, overspending is quite common. SpendRule is a technology that ensures hospitals pay only what was negotiated in their contracts. It is integrated with and operates on top of a hospital system's current enterprise resource planning software, contract management software, and accounts payable workflows, pulling information from contracts, invoices, internal databases, and vendor data to validate invoices before payment is released. It flags discrepancies and tells teams when to pay and when not to. Typically, hospitals hire an auditor every 2 years to perform this function or manually review each invoice. It was a tedious task bound to be automated in this current wave of AI. Already, big names like Kettering Health, Memorial Care, and MUSC Health are using the platform. Heckler and Akintilayo started the company only last summer, but managed to close a round by Halloween, mainly due to Heckler's industry connections. He said, "We were able to painlessly close that initial round and close that to grow the team to support the customers. The new capital will be used to hire and continue developing the company's AI infrastructure." Heckler said SpendRule considers existing invoice auditors its competition, such as SpendMend and GHX. But Akintilayo said again, one main difference is SpendRule's focus on purchase services, the type of items hospitals buy that do not have barcodes. He said, "Our goal is to build a more resilient hospital system. That's our vision, to protect the bottom line of everyone by connecting their data and helping them make better decisions." The French company Mistral AI, last valued at $13.8 billion, has made its first acquisition. The OpenAI competitor has agreed to buy Koyeb, a Paris-based startup that simplifies AI app deployment at scale and manages the infrastructure behind it. Mistral has been primarily known for developing large language models, but this deal confirms its ambitions to position itself as a full-stack player. In June of last year, it had announced Mistral Compute, an AI cloud infrastructure offering which it now hopes Koyeb will accelerate. Founded in 2020 by 3 former employees of French cloud provider Scaleway, Koyeb aimed to help developers process data without worrying about server infrastructure, a concept known as serverless. This approach gained relevance as AI grew more demanding, also inspiring the recent launch of Koyeb sandboxes, which provide isolated environments to deploy AI agents. Before the acquisition, Koyeb's platform already helped users deploy models from Mistral and others. In a blog post, Koyeb said its platform will continue operating, but its team and technology will now also help Mistral deploy models directly on clients' own hardware and on premises, optimize its use of GPUs, and help scale AI inference, the process of running a trained AI model to generate responses. As part of the deal, Koyeb's 13 employees and its 3 co-founders are set to join the engineering team of Mistral, overseen by CTO and co-founder Timothy Lacroix. Under his leadership, Koyeb expects its platform to transition into a core component of Mistral Compute over the coming months. Now, Mistral has been ramping up its cloud ambitions. Just a few days ago, the company announced a $1.4 billion investment in data centers in Sweden amid growing demand for alternatives to U.S. infrastructure. Koyeb had raised $8.6 million to date, including a $1.6 million pre-seed round in 2020, followed in 2023 by a $7 million seed round led by Paris-based VC firm Serena, whose principal celebrated the acquisition by saying this combination will play a key role in building the foundations of sovereign AI infrastructure in Europe. Now, in part thanks to these geopolitical tailwinds, but also due to its focus on helping enterprises unlock value from AI, Mistral recently passed the milestone of $400 million in annual recurring revenue. Koyeb, too, will be focused on enterprise clients going forward, and new users will no longer be able to sign up for its starter tier. Mistral did not disclose financial terms of the deal, and it is unknown whether other acquisitions are in the works, but speaking at a Stockholm conference last week, CEO Arthur Mensch said Mistral is hiring for infrastructure and other roles, pitching the company to prospective employees as an organization that is headquartered in Europe, that is doing frontier research in Europe. Thrive Capital just raised $10 billion for a new fund, the largest fund it has ever raised and nearly double the size of its last one. Of this, $1 billion is dedicated to early-stage investments, while the rest is for growth-stage investments. Thrive told Bloomberg that this latest fundraise was oversubscribed. This is the firm's 10th fund, called ThriveX, and comes as some of the firm's biggest investments, including OpenAI, Stripe, and SpaceX, continue to soar in value. Some of the firm's other notable investments include Databricks, Anduril, and Cursor. The firm also incubates companies, having spun up 12 so far, with at least 6 now having reached unicorn status. In the announcement, the firm said that its strategy is to commit deeply to a small number of founders. Concentration demands loyalty to the founders and missions we back. Speaking to Bloomberg, Josh Kushner, founder of the firm, said he believed the winners of the AI boom would be bigger than we can ever imagine, and that the technology is still nascent. Thrive's massive raise also hints at something else. IPO rumors have swirled around OpenAI and SpaceX in particular, bringing considerable interest from limited partners awaiting returns. These two companies could lead to an unprecedented flow of capital back to limited partners. That's it from TechCrunch. For more stories like these, go to TechCrunch.com.